Sam McKenney here with the Wildcat Golf Academy, and you can see my picture in the mirror there, but what I want to demonstrate is and talk about is the myth of a straight back, straight through putting stroke. Now, if the putter shaft was at a 90-degree angle to the ground, then you could probably have a little bit of a straight back or more of a straight back, straight through putting stroke. But every single putter, it's illegal to have it 90 degrees to the ground. So every single putter is on a slight angle relative to the ground. Okay, 71 degrees is a standard lie angle for a putter. So what I want to talk to you is what I want to show you basically is by using a eye-line mirror and the eye-line edge. And the eye-line edge is just a plain board, and it's set at 71 degrees. So the bottom line, the very bottom line that's touching the ground is straight. Flat edge is straight, and then it goes up on an angle, goes up on a 71-degree angle. So it has a little bit of a pitch to it. So, but what I want to talk to you about is how the putter head, as it swings back, and so what you can see now is the center line of this putter that's in line with the black line on the mirror. Okay, the alignment line on the mirror that's in line with the center line of the putter face. As this putter head goes back and appropriately rises off the ground a little bit as I'm making my backstroke, okay, it's going to ride up the board a little bit, the plane board, so which means it's coming up the ground or off the ground a little bit. It's not staying on the ground, it's moving back and up on a slight angle. What you can see is now that center line, okay, on the putter face is coming to the inside of the center line on the eye-line mirror. Okay, so now I'm here, I'm going back, and the farther back you go, okay, before I go out of view, the more inside the putter head will be in that center line relative to the straight line that's directed to the target. Okay, if it's a really short backstroke, you can see there's not a lot of movement off that center line, so you can consider that a little bit more of a straighter line or straight back putt. But the farther back I go, the more it's going to rise up this plane board, eye-line plane board. The farther back I go, the more it's going to come up off the ground. The putter head's going to come off the ground. The more, okay, the putter head's going to come to the inside. So that's more of a fact than anything else. It really can't, it's not an opinion, it's just a fact. If you took a straight board, even a straight board, as it rises up, it's still going to come to the inside, just a slight bit. But this eye-line edge plane board that has a 71-degree angle to it, it is going to, the putter head now is going to appear that it's swinging to the inside, which it is. It's swinging to the inside of a straight line. And the straight line is represented by this black line on the eye-line mirror, and if we extend it back, this alignment stick that we have on the ground. So whenever you're making a putt and you're thinking of how to make a putt, there has to be a little bit of an arc relative to the straight line. If I kept my putter head on the ground and dragged it on the ground as it goes back, never comes off the ground, okay, you can see it's going to stay on that. It's going to stay on that line. This is as straight back as you can get. But there's not a putter in America, not a good putter in the world, that putts this way. Nobody drags the putter along the ground as it's going back. That would be straight. The putter head naturally comes up off the ground a little bit, giving the appearance of it swinging to the inside, or actually, and it technically is swinging to the inside of that straight line. Okay, the face isn't rotating, keeping the heel flush against the board, the whole heel staying against the board. So we're not literally rotating the face and letting the heel come off. I'm keeping the heel flush against the board. I'm just letting it ride up, down, and back up as I strike through. So it came over here, up the board, back down, back up. So you can see how it's naturally making a little bit of an arc in motion. And this is the proper way to make a stroke. So I just kind of wanted to point that out. So I know there's some confusion a lot of times as to what should happen. Okay, so a simple thing to do is to get a mirror like this, get a eye-line plane board. Anything works, even just without the plane board, just the mirror works. A chalk line, the alignment stick that's on the ground, make a stroke and really get the putter face and your path in alignment with each other and keep that relationship. So the putter face is always going to be square to your path. So, and there are people that have a lot of face rotation and a large arc in their motion, and they putt well. I'd probably say the simplest way to putt would be to have the least amount of manipulation, the least amount of face rotation, the least amount of arcing that's necessary. So the longer the stroke, the more of an arc you'll create. The shorter the stroke, the less of an arc you'll create. So it's not we're not creating a huge arc with a 3-foot putt. That's going to be fairly straight back, straight through, just because the putter head's not rising as much. And when it doesn't rise, it means it's not as big of a stroke, which means it's not going to come to the inside relative to that straight line that's pointing at the target. So it's just something I wanted to point out to you guys as far as what actually happens when we make that stroke.